In the shadowy world of spies and secret agents, where a single mistake can mean the difference between life and death, some names echo through history with legendary force. Today, we're uncovering the story of one such figure, a woman so daring, so brilliant, and so fearless that she became known as Winston Churchill's favorite spy. This is the incredible true story of Krystyna Skarbek, the Polish Countess who became one of World War II's most formidable secret agents. Born in Warsaw in 1908 into an aristocratic Polish family, Krystyna was never one to follow convention. From an early age, she was a whirlwind of energy and rebellion. She was an accomplished horse rider, a phenomenal skier, and in 1930, she was even a runner-up in the Miss Poland beauty pageant. She lived life on her own terms, full of adventure and a fierce love for her homeland. When Germany invaded Poland in September 1939, Krystyna was thousands of miles away, living in Africa with her second husband. But the news of her country's fall ignited a fire within her. She couldn't stand by and do nothing. Her path was clear. She had to fight back. Immediately, she and her husband set sail for London. She marched straight into the offices of Britain's newly formed Special Operations Executive, or SOE, the secret organization Churchill created to set Europe ablaze. She didn't just offer her services. She came with a plan, an incredibly audacious one. She proposed to ski across the snow-covered, treacherous Carpathian Mountains from Hungary into Nazi-occupied Poland. Her mission? To act as a courier, establish contact with the Polish resistance, gather intelligence, and help Polish officers and pilots escape to fight another day. The British intelligence officers were stunned. Here was this striking woman, driven by what they described as flaming Polish patriotism, proposing a mission most seasoned agents would deem a suicide run. But her determination and absolute lack of fear were undeniable. They took a chance on her, and it was a decision that would change the course of many lives. Given the code name Christine Granville, Krystyna set off. Her journey over the mountains was grueling, battling blizzards and evading German patrols in sub-zero temperatures. But she made it. Once in Poland, she became a vital link for the Allies. She organized escape routes, smuggling out priceless intelligence and, crucially, Polish pilots who would later prove indispensable during the Battle of Britain. She was a phantom, moving through enemy territory with a confidence that bordered on supernatural. But her luck couldn't last forever. She was captured multiple times by both Hungarian authorities and the dreaded Gestapo. Yet each time, her incredible nerve and quick thinking saved her. One of the most famous stories of her escapes is almost unbelievable. Arrested by the Gestapo in Budapest, she knew she was facing certain death. During a brutal interrogation, she bit down on her own tongue so hard that it started to bleed profusely. She then began to cough violently, spitting up the blood and pretending to have advanced tuberculosis. In the 1940s, TB was a terrifying and highly contagious disease with no cure. Her German interrogators, terrified of catching it, practically threw her out of the building. She simply walked away, free to fight again. This wasn't just courage. It was genius under pressure. Another time, she was stopped at a checkpoint by German soldiers. In her possession were incriminating documents that would have condemned her and her fellow agents. As the guards began to search her, she pulled the pins from 2 grenades and held them close. She looked the soldiers dead in the eye and told them that if they took another step, she'd drop the grenades, killing all of them. The soldiers, faced with this beautiful but clearly unhinged woman, backed away and let her pass. In 1944, as the Allies prepared for the D-Day invasions, Krystyna was parachuted into southeastern France to work with the French resistance. Her job was to organize the local partisans, known as the Maquis, and prepare them to sabotage German communications and transport lines ahead of the Allied landings. It was here that she would perform her most legendary feat. Her commanding officer, Francis Camartz, and 2 other agents were captured by the Gestapo and scheduled for execution. The situation was desperate. An armed rescue attempt would be a bloodbath, so Krystyna took a different approach. She cycled straight to the Gestapo headquarters in the town of Dine. She didn't sneak in. She walked through the front door and demanded to see the commanding officer. Pretending to be a British agent and the niece of General Montgomery, she told the German commander and his Italian liaison that the Allies were just hours away. She bluffed, she threatened, she cajoled. She warned them that if they executed the prisoners, they would be hunted down as war criminals. But if they released them, she would personally guarantee their safety. As a final touch, she offered them a massive bribe of 2 million francs, money the SOE had airdropped in for just such an emergency. For 3 hours, she argued and negotiated, her life hanging by a thread. In the end, her sheer force of will prevailed. The terrified officers released the prisoners, who walked out of the prison gates just hours before they were due to be shot. Krystyna Skarbek had single-handedly faced down the Gestapo and won. Her charisma was as potent a weapon as any gun. She had an almost magical effect on people and even animals. On one occasion, a notoriously vicious Alsatian guard dog, trained to attack anyone on sight, was set on her. Instead of running, Krystyna stood her ground and began speaking to it softly. Within minutes, the ferocious dog was tamed, becoming her loyal companion for the rest of her time in that region. For her incredible bravery, she was awarded the George Medal, the OBE, and the French Croix de Guerre. But after the war, the world she had fought so hard to save seemed to have no place for her. The British government, for whom she had risked everything, granted her a mere £100 and effectively left her to fend for herself. Post-war Britain was a harsh place, and the Polish-born spy, now a woman without a country, struggled to find her footing. She worked a series of menial jobs, a switchboard operator, a shop clerk, and finally, a stewardess on a cruise liner. It was a tragic, anticlimactic chapter for a woman who had once held the fate of nations in her hands. Her life came to a heartbreaking end in 1952. While working on the cruise ship, she had befriended a fellow steward who became obsessively infatuated with her. When she rejected his advances, he couldn't accept it. He followed her to a London hotel and in a fit of rage, tragically murdered her. She was only 44 years old. The woman who had outsmarted the Gestapo and faced down execution squads died not in a blaze of glory, but at the hands of a spurned admirer. Krystyna Skarbek, or Christine Granville, was a true force of nature. It's widely believed that her friend Ian Fleming based the iconic Bond girl Vesper Lynd from Casino Royale on her. But Krystyna's real story is more thrilling than any fiction. She was a woman of immense courage, intelligence, and patriotism who sacrificed everything for freedom. Her legacy serves as a powerful reminder of the extraordinary individuals who operated in the shadows, whose names we may not always know, but whose actions shaped the world we live in today. She was Churchill's favorite spy and a hero in every sense of the word. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the past. If you found Krystyna Skarbek's story as fascinating as we did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of incredible historical figures. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you in the next one.